Welcome to Boucher Field. I'm Avery Henningsen, joined alongside Isaac Potter. Isaac, how are you doing today?
I am doing good. We just got done a good first game with Husson coming away with a 3-1 victory over the University of Maine at Presque Isle. It was a great turnout for that game, and I'm excited for the second one, and I think it should be a very entertaining match.
Yeah, we're getting ready for this Division III North Atlantic Conference semifinals match between number 2 ranked University of Maine Farmington and the number 3 ranked Maine Maritime Academy. And what do you expect here today on this field?
I think it definitely should be a very competitive game for sure. Taking a look at over first at Maine Maritime, we were able to watch them last weekend when they played against Husson, fell 6-0, and they fell towards the 3 seed. But someone to keep an eye out for is Kira Magna, who is a key player for this team, currently leads the team with 6 goals, 0 assists, 12 points. Maine Maritime coming in with a little bit of a losing streak here, but they're looking to try to change things around, turn things around as they're looking to try to make a run for the NAC championship again.
Yeah, it'll certainly be an interesting one, and we'll turn this over to public address announcer Tyler Huey for the starting rosters.
University promote good sportsmanship by the student athletes, coaches, and spectators of this contest. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial or sexist comments, or other intimidating actions directed at any official, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from Boucher Field. Boucher Field for today's second Northeast Atlantic Conference semifinal game. This contest features the visiting Maine Maritime Academy Mariners and the University of Maine Farmington Beavers. Introducing first the starters for the visiting Mariners. In goal, a senior from Castine, Maine, number 1, Bess MacArthur. First year from Turner, Maine, number 2, Delaney Innes. Senior from Lunenburg, Massachusetts, number 3, Catherine Swift. Junior from Rangeley, Maine, number 4, Olivia Pye. Junior from Holton, Maine, number 6, Sierra Hoops. Sophomore from Old Orchard Beach, Maine, number 8, Hazel Stoddard. Junior from Green, Maine, number 9, Caitlin Anair. Sophomore from Miami, Florida, number 10, Kira McNana. Senior from Castle Rock, Washington, number 12, Kelsey Byrne. Sophomore from New Sharon, Maine, number 14, Emma White. Senior from Corona, California, number 15, Suzanne Wooldridge. Mariners are coached by Keenan Schaefer. And now your starting lineup for the Beavers. In goal, a freshman from Sabattis, Maine, 0, Paige Gagne. A junior from Monmouth, Maine, number 2, Audrey Fletcher. Sophomore from Oxford, Connecticut, number 3, Grace Mahamoud. Sophomore from Waldoboro, Maine, number 11, Abby Lash. A freshman from Manchester, Maine, number 12, Grace Dwyer. Senior from Orleans, Massachusetts, number 14, Emily Boyle. A freshman from Farmington, Maine, number 15, Hannah Wilbur. A junior from Wells, Maine, number 21, Sydney Belanger. A freshman from Farmingdale, Maine, number 22, Kayla Lee. Sophomore from Portland, Maine, number 23, Riley Forrest. sophomore from Refield, Maine, number 27, Kate Molar. Beavers are coached by Molly Wilkie and Callie Hammer. We've already had the national anthem. Let's play.
And that was the starting lineups there. And just to go over those one more time in case you couldn't quite hear it. For the University of Maine at Farmington Beavers, Paige Gagne is starting in goal, number 0. Number 2, Audrey Fletcher. Number 3, Grace Muhammad. Number 11, Abby Lash. Number 12, Grace Dwyer. Number 14, Emily Boyle. Number 15, Hannah Wilbur. Number 21, Sydney Belanger. Number 22, Kayla Lee. Number 23, Riley Forrest. And number 27, Kate Moeller. And for the Maine Maritime Mariners, number 1, Bess MacArthur is starting in goal. Number 2, Delaney Ennis. Number 3, Catherine Swift. Number 4, Olivia Pye. Number 6, Sierra Hoops. Number 8, Hazel Stoddard. Number 9, Caitlin Anair. Number 10, Kira Magna. Number 12, Kelsey Byrne. And number 14, Emma White, as well as number 15, Suzanne Wooldridge. And Isaac, we saw this Maine Maritime team just a week ago here on this field, and they played a pretty good game for the first half, but Husson started pouring it on there at the end, and it was something that was really detrimental to them. What do you think they could change here in this one?
Yeah, I mean, I think, obviously Husson, just got going in that second half and really turned it up offensively. I think from watching that game last weekend, definitely I could tell the offense wasn't as productive like it was. I don't think Magna played in the game, I don't believe, in last weekend. So obviously having her back, will be important here for Maine Maritime. Obviously for Maine Farmington, they did beat Maine Maritime earlier on at near the end of the season. They won 2-0. So Maine Farmington looking to take down the reigning NAC champions.
And the Mariners will start off with the ball. They're in all black here today, while the University of Maine Farmington is wearing the white uniforms to our right. And that'll be booted way up the field there towards Mahmoud. And in that game last week, Abby Lash scored within the first minute for University of Maine Farmington, and I think that's something that this Mariners squad is probably trying to prevent in this one.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Maine Farmington, coming in, playing some of its better soccer, and, we'll see what the Mariners do in this game to see if they slow them down.
And that ball will be headed out wide for another Mariners throw in here. As right now, we haven't had quite a lot of action, as it's been kind of stuck on that right far sideline from us, as a couple throw-ins in a row.
Yeah, and from the first game, Umpy was kind of doing that little bit of a strategy against Husson, basically doing the just kick it out kind of offense here, tried to hold them in that first half. And they did end up giving up a goal, but we're trying to slow down them offensively in that first half. And we'll see if maybe any one of these teams do anything similar.
And that's a long ball up towards Magana, who we talked about in the pregame there, but that'll be cleared out wide there by Dwyer. Team has a good opportunity here deep in the defensive third of Farmington as that goes over the head and out wide towards Byrne, who's going to send one high but over the top of the goal there and be out for a Farmington goal kick coming up.
Yeah, it just looked like she put a little bit too much on that one up in the air and just happens to go over the net.
And Paige Gagne, a freshman goalkeeper here for this team, will take this goal kick. She's going to send one up towards the right side there, and it's won by the Mariners, but it's taken away there by Farmington, but it looks like it will be out wide for a Farmington throw-in now. That's number 2, Audrey Fletcher, who we also talked about in the pregame as one of this team's best players out there.
Yeah, she's coming in, playing well here for the Beavers squad, coming in with 10 goals, 6 assists, 26 points on the season. One of the top players in the North Atlantic Conference this year.
And that'll be out for another throw-in, as we're seeming to have a little bit of a throw-in fest right now, as Belanger will send that in towards Fletcher. But that's taken away by the Mariners there, and they'll look to work this back across their team. As that's intercepted there, and it will be Wilbur coming away with it. She'll see Boyle in the middle, but she'll lose it out wide. As Farmington takes this back away. And Lee with the ball now, as she'll try to send it up that right side, but this Mariners defense is doing a good job of keeping the ball in front of them here early.
Yeah, so far they definitely have been doing well doing that. Now, I'll be curious to see how this one turns out, because this could be a game that could possibly go into overtime, I think.
And Lash tries to send either a ball across or a little bit of a misplaced shot there, and that'll be out for a goal kick. Yeah. As it will be number 15, Wooldridge, to take this one.
Yeah, I remember last game, it was kind of an interesting strategy. I never saw, the goalkeeper, MacArthur, boot it down the field. It seemed like they always went to a strategy to try to go kick it over towards the left side of her. So we'll see what happens with this game.
So that'll be played into the middle, and a nice move there, and that will find its way into Gagne's arms there. I'm not sure if that'll be ruled a shot or more just a careening off of a defensive player there, as Boyle will win the punt there out of the back, and Lash now has it over on the left side. She's in a foot race, and that will be cleared out for a Farmington throw-in coming up here. Looks like Boyle's going to take this one over in the far left corner. She'll get it into Fletcher. That'll be out for another Farmington throw-in as they look to pinch them down in this corner. That's out wide to Moeller, who sees Fletcher. Fletcher's looking to get a ball across the 18. She does. That's Mahmoud, who will take that out wide for a Farmington throw-in off of a defender there. So that was a good opportunity from them.
Yeah, definitely was a good opportunity for sure. Definitely their best luck I've seen them have so far in this game, and we'll see how it goes.
That'll be a short throw-in there to Belanger, who's looking to make a move around her defender, but I'll be out for a Mariners throw-in as they do a nice job defensively there to close that down.
Yeah, definitely did a great job. She was absolutely just swarmed there by 2 or 3 Mariners defenders and went out of play.
That's a throw-in that winds up at Kayla Lee's feet for Farmington. She'll see Belanger there in the middle, who will try to get it over towards Fletcher. And that will be off of a Mariners defender there, as Mahmoud tried to get that across the 18, but was deflected there. And Mahmoud will send this in towards Moeller. But taken away there by the Mariners, who are on a little bit of a breakaway now as they send that in towards Byrne. She'll send a long ball up towards Magana. And Gagne comes in to clear that out wide towards Lee. There was a little bit of a mix-up in the box there.
Yeah, I was surprised there was no whistle there. It looked like Magana kind of tripped. I believe it was number 15, Hannah Wilbur. There's no whistle on the play, and it will just be a kick here for Farmington.
Yeah, it looks like they called Magana for the offsides there on the little bit of a comeback pass there, as that'll be cleared out wide. That'll be a Mariners throw from about 30 yards out or so. She'll be looking to get this in and around the box somewhere. As Lee will clear that out wide for another Mariners throw-in. We've seen quite a few throw-ins over on that left side. I'm not sure if we've really seen the ball over on this right side yet here today, Isaac.
No, not too far yet.
As Agana will make a move, and Gagne's there for the save, and that will be cleared out wide by Farmington as the Mariners get their best chance of the game so far.
Yeah, great stop there from Paige Gagne, the freshman, coming up and making a big play there.
And Boyle now has the ball in the counterattack. And she'll make a nice move towards the middle. But the Mariners will take it away there and try to send another ball up towards Maginot, but she's just made a couple long runs in a row and is a little bit slow getting there, as that'll be cleared up towards the top by Wilbur. Boyle tries to send a long ball in over the top. That's one there by Wooldridge, who will just simply kick it up the field. That'll be Hannah Wilbur taking this throw in here, as she'll try to find Abby Lash, and she does. Lash sends a high ball up. That finds its way to Fletcher, but looks like she had her arm up there.
Yeah, and taking a quick look down at UMaine Farmington's roster, they only have one senior on the team. So almost every single one of these players will be back next year along with a freshman class. So UMaine Farmington definitely has a bright future.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit last night with Thomas, who came away with the win in the late men's game on the other side of the conference, that they have a very young team as well, and it's something to look forward to. That there's a lot of these teams in this conference right now who have very young, talented rosters.
Yeah, absolutely. They're definitely, Thomas came out with an impressive penalty kick victory, and that was probably one of the best games probably, I think, on the whole season, probably, I would say. And it was a great turnout despite how cold it was, too. So.
Yeah, and with both of the Husson University teams as well, being teams that are filled with very young, talented players, this conference has a bright future ahead of it.
Absolutely.
As that throw-in will find its way to Lee. We're on the back right side, and she'll try to work it up, but Fletcher comes away with it. She'll work it out towards the right wing, and that'll find its way over towards Lash. Lash is working against her defender here. The Mariners make a nice play there to take it away, and Wooldridge will send a long ball up towards Magana there, but cleared away with a nice header by Dwyer. That's a long ball up towards Fletcher, but she's just a little too late for it. A little bit of a mix-up there between the defenders, and Lash goes down hard there. I believe that was Olivia Pye who came in with the hard hit there.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a shove in the back there. And obviously she seems to be a little bit shaken up there on the play, but she happens to get up.
And Lash is one of the top goal scorers for this team with 4 on the season. I'm sure she'll get over on that back post as she's a 5'9" player and is a tall threat over on that back side. As that will find its way to the back post, but cleared up high by the Mariners. Mahmoud will try to send that out to the right side. That's taken away by Belanger. That'll be out for a Farmington throw-in. We'll see if they can get this in or if the Mariners can pinch them here in this corner. As Belanger sends a ball in towards the goal, but that'll be on the near post for her and be out for a goal kick.
Yep, so far it's really been UMaine Farmington that's really been, I think I would say, in control of this game in terms of, time of possession and stuff. They just really haven't, I think, got a good look here so far.
As Woolridge will try to find player up the field, but taken away there by Farmington. That's Wilbur who will win that header out of the air. And Moeller sticks with it, but she'll lose it there. That's Stoddard with the ball now. He looks to find Magana up top. But taken away by Boyle. Boyle sends a nice ball in towards Lash, who's going to have a shot on it there, but pretty routine save from Beth MacArthur out there.
Yeah, it looked like Lash there, she had a look, but she wasn't really able to compose herself and really get a good boot off of that, and just easily rolled over to MacArthur.
as that'll be cleared up the sideline. They'll be out for a Farmington throw over on this left side. And from what I've seen early on here, it seems that the Mariners like to play a very defensive formation and simply try to get the ball up to their goal scorer up top.
Yeah, definitely, it's what it has seemed like the strategy so far.
As that'll find its way to Fletcher in the box, who will take a shot there. But that'll be out for a goal kick as she was trying to get her knee over the ball and that bounding pass in.
Yeah, that was a great pass towards Fletcher. Just found its way to her, and she just put a little too much on it and went over the net.
Yeah, that was a very difficult attempt from her there as she was trying to get a ball that was still in the air. That'll be won by Farmington, but it looks like they're going to call the foul on her. I believe that was Moeller who came in and drew the foul call from the head referee there. And the Mariners now will have a free kick coming up from about midfield, just inside their own half.
As you see, the UMaine Farmington's defensive line kind of playing up here.
Woolridge will try to send this in towards her offense. And that'll be a shot there. I believe that was Byrne who took a rip at that, but that'll be out for Gagne, who will pick this one up and send a punt way up the field there. She has quite a leg on here. And the Mariners will come away with the punt now. As Byrne tries to find Magana there, but taken away. That'll be Lee, but she's going to lose it. As they try to find Magana again in the middle, but this Farmington defense is playing well right now as Lash will lose it. Magana's in with two defenders around her, and she'll take a nice header towards the box, but Gagne comes off her line well and takes that ball away.
Yeah, great effort there from Magana. Was able to get past the two defenders there. Had a chance, but just was a little bit too far in front of her to be able to make that stop.
And she's somebody we also talked about in this early pregame, that she's a very talented striker for this team who can make a lot happen out there.
She definitely provides a lot of good things for the team here. And obviously, last weekend, she was not here, and, you could tell that they definitely missed her presence on the field.
As that will be sent up towards Magana, but taken away there by Byrne. Magana's in on goal now, but Gagne comes off her line again to save that one.
Gagne, once again, making another nice play there, coming out of the net, and was able to get that one.
And that will be sent out wide towards Wilbur. Wilbur's going to try to find Fletcher in the middle there, which she eventually does. But that will be taken away. And we're having a little bit of a fight in the middle here, as that will be lost there. And Fletcher goes down a little bit hard, but he'll be a Farmington free kick coming up.
Yep, definitely looked like there a lot of physical play here. Obviously, both teams wanting to win, playoff action.
As Fletcher will just barely miss that one, as she was right in around the 6-yard line with a ball at her chest and just couldn't quite get a touch on it.
Yeah, another great pass from the defender there for UMaine Farmington, and able to get it right towards her. She just was not able to get a foot on it.
And Woolwich will take this one. And this is a little bit different than what we saw in that Husson game, that they were doing that little short pass, and now they're just having Woolridge take most of them.
Yeah, I was always curious, why, they went to that kind of strategy. But I think maybe it was because, they knew that offensively they were going to probably struggle a little bit. So they were just trying to maybe stall a little bit. But definitely it does seem like Wooldridge has been taking a lot of these kicks here for the Mariners.
This will be a throw-in. way down inside of the Mariners' defensive third, and the Beavers will come away with the ball now as Fletcher's making a few moves, but she has defenders all around her, and that'll be cleared up top towards Dwyer, who will come away with it. Boyle now with the ball now in the middle. She's a captain for this team and a senior who's contributed a lot for them.
Absolutely. Definitely has done a lot of good things over her years as a player.
And MacArthur will send a nice long punt up towards about midway line there, but taken away by Belanger. Mamu will work against the defender over on the right side. She's going to lose it to her, and that'll be sent up towards the Mariners' offense, and the referee's going to call a foul there.
Yeah, it looked like that was Kelsey Byrne giving Gracie Dwyer a little push to the ground there, and it's definitely an obvious call there for a foul.
Yeah, they got there about the same time, and you should just put a little bit as Fletcher has another opportunity there as another nice ball in over the top, Isaac.
Yeah, she definitely does a good job to be able to find the spot, and, you know, just another missed opportunity there for her.
Well, it's something the great players do is they find the space on the field to get open. And the off-the-ball movement is often some of the most important out there. As Lash now with the ball over on the left side. She'll find Moeller in the middle, who will try to send a ball up towards Mahmoud, who will now have some space in front of her. Woolridge is closing, though. Mahmoud tries to send that across, and it'll be out wide for a Farmington corner kick coming here.
Yeah, it looks like this, I believe, is probably, I think, the second corner kick of the game here, I believe, for UMaine Farmington.
And it will be Fletcher to take this as that finds its way across the top of the 6, but nobody home there for the Beavers. That'll be out for another goal kick coming up here. As both teams have had their chances, but I think Farmington's definitely had the possession of the ball here in this game.
Yeah, and this is kind of the moral of the story that we saw last weekend when Maine Maritime played against Husson. They just kind of struggled getting in past the midfield line, and so far it's just been all UMaine Farmington with possession.
That's Magana with the ball now. She's working against several defenders all on her own, and she'll go down there, and now the Mariners are going to have a free kick way up around the 18.
Great work by Magna to drop the foul. Grace Dwyer just giving her a little bump, and this could be a very good opportunity here for the Mariners if they can capitalize.
This will be Woolridge who is going to take this one as she moves up from that defense. And so something else we saw with the Mariners is they didn't really move that many people up for these types of free kick plays.
Yeah, we'll see if anything changes here, you know, in this game here. Obviously, there was a week for both of these teams to prepare.
As Magna will get ahead on that ball, but it's a pretty routine save there from Gagne, who just has to go down to one knee to scoop that one up.
Yeah, that was a great pass inside to Magna, and she got a good head on it, but just went right towards Gagne.
As Mahmoud has the ball now, and she tries to send it up top, but nobody there. As we'll see another foul out there as Dwyer and Byrne are having a little bit of a physicality competition out there.
Oh, yeah, you can expect both of these teams. They're both going to play hard. Season's on the line here today. Both of these teams don't want to go home. They want to be able to advance to tomorrow's NAC East Championship against Husson.
And Woolridge will take this as she'll send it in towards the box, but cleared there. As Boyle will come away with it, and she'll send out wide towards Lash. Lash sends it up towards Boyle. Boyle working her way up the field. She finds Fletcher. Fletcher to the middle. Farmington stringing together some passes right now. Moeller will try to send one way over towards Fletcher. That'll be over her head and out for a goal kick as that ball was just a little too far.
Yeah, just a little bit too far in front. And giving it back over to the Mariners here.
And this will be Woolridge who's going to take this one, as per usual. And she'll send this one up towards the middle there. And it will be Byrne who comes away with it, but taken away by Farmington. Woolridge finds Byrne. Agano with the ball now. She's working against the defender. She tries to find Byrne in the middle there, but Farmington defense is home yet again.
Yeah, you mean Farmington, making a nice little stop there to avoid Maine Maritime trying to sneak by and try to get something going.
And that'll be out for another throw-in as that was off of Wilbur's head. And we'll see a Mariners throw-in coming up here now as Wilbur heads it out again. And that was one in the midfield there. But another good defensive play from Wilbur out there as she clears it yet again. Byrne will come down with it now. She tries to find one of her strikers, but that's taken away there by Belanger, who has a little bit of open space in front of her. And a great play there from the Mariners defender. I think that might have been Emma White there who came in and took that away from Mahmoud. And Woolridge now with the ball. She'll look to send it up towards that right side, but Maginot's kind of in on goal now. She'll take a shot, but just cleared wide.
Yeah, great. A nice diving save there from Gonya. She's done a lot of good things so far in that.
And Maginot certainly had her shots and shooting opportunities here in this early going, but hasn't quite managed to find the back of the net. As that'll be sent up, but Boyle now with it now. As she'll find Belanger in the middle, but given away there. That'll be out for a Mariners throw-in coming up. And that's Delaney Ennis, a freshman midfielder, is going to take this. She'll send it up towards Byrne, but one there, and looks like they're going to call her for the foul.
Yeah, it looks like she got hit a little bit in the back of the head. Number 14, Emily Boyle. A little shaken up by it, but looks to be okay.
And Dwyer will take this one for Farmington. She's sporting a little bit of red hair dye out there. A little bit of a school spirit. As Lash will come away with the free kick. She finds Boyle in the midfield, but the Mariners are there to clear that out up top. That'll be Stoddard who is going to lose it for the Mariners, and Fletcher has defenders all around her. She'll work it out towards Mahmoud. And the Mariners have the ball in the middle now. As MacArthur's going to come off her line and pick that one up.
Yeah, it looked like a little bit of a miscommunication there by the defensive line. They both kind of looked at each other like who's going to get it, and MacArthur kind of had to run up and grab it before a Farmington player came in and could probably put it in the back of the net.
Well, that's certainly something you want from your senior goalkeepers. Goalkeepers are often the leaders out on the field, and to have that sort of veteran presence back there is a big factor for them.
Definitely is, for sure.
As Boyle will have the ball now in the middle, but she'll get pressured out of bounds, and the Mariners will now have a throw-in coming up. So they're going to look to try to get this out of their own defensive third. And that's sent in towards the top, but looks like the Mariners are going to come away with a throw-in over on that side too. Or the Beavers, excuse me. As that finds its way in towards Belanger, we'll try to send one high up towards Mohamed, but taken away there by the Mariners as Maginot has the ball now. She'll find Byrne, who will send a nice ball up towards the top. I believe that's Ennis working against the defender, but that'll be cleared out wide.
Yeah, great pass there from Byrne to give it towards Ennis there. And Maine Maritime was able to force the corner kick here.
And I believe that is their first of the game, as they haven't exactly had a whole lot of opportunities in and around the goal. As we'll see what they choose to do here on this corner kick play. That'll be Byrne to take, and she'll play a short little one. That's a shot there from Stoddard, but over the top of the goal. As she couldn't quite get her chest over the ball.
Yeah, it was a good look there. Just kind of put it a little bit too far to the right. And another goal kick here for Paige Gonia.
And Gagne will look to play this up towards her right side. Maginot wins that one. She'll make a move towards the middle. Find Byrne there. But that's taken away by the Farmington defense. And Boyle now with the ball. She's in a foot race against Hoops. She'll wind up losing that foot race as Maginot now has the ball. Maginot will send a ball in towards Stoddard, but a nice defensive play there to clear that out wide from Dwyer. As Byrne and Wilbur getting a little bit of a collision there, but that cross will be sent all the way out wide towards the backside.
Yeah, Byrne made a nice play and tried to make a pass there, but turned it over.
And Fletcher gives that away there to Stoddard, who will try to find Byrne, but Wilbur's home to clear that out wide as Lee will manage to keep it in bounds.
That was almost a dangerous play there for Wilbur. She ended up kicking it back towards Byrne on that side, but they were not able to get, it wasn't given over to her.
As Boyle will look to try to find Mahmoud or Fletcher out there, and that'll be Ennis who will come in to clear that out up towards Maginot. She'll find Hoops out there, but that'll be given away. As she'll wind up getting the ball right back. And that was almost a good ball in towards Stoddard, but another nice defensive play from this Farmington defense.
Yeah, and you can tell Maine Maritime is really starting to amp it up offensively here too.
And Maginot makes a nice little bit of footwork to send that in towards Stoddard, and that'll be out for another corner kick. And like you said, they've been upping their intensity a little bit here with about 13 minutes left to play in this first half, and it's still tied at 0-0, and I think they'd like to go into the half with that one goal lead.
Yeah, I'm sure for Maine Maritime, they want to try to get out, score that first goal, and try to take some control of this game. As it's really been kind of, like you mentioned, UMaine Farmington been dominating kind of the possession.
As that was kicked away there by Farmington. And the Mariners will come away with it as Woolridge tries to send a ball up towards Byrne. And Farmington now with it, as that'll be out wide towards Boyle. She'll find her outlet in Wilbur, who will try to send a ball way up towards the top towards Lash, but that'll be taken away again by Olivia Pye out there. As Byrne will try to send one in towards Stoddard, but Farmington defense is yet again there.
Yeah, another stop there once again.
And that clearance will be out for a Mariners thrown as we tick down to about 12:30. And the Mariners will try to send this in towards Stoddard, but it will find its way to Magna's feet, who is trying to work against a couple defenders now, and that'll be out and taken away by Fletcher, who will slow it down a little bit and find Moeller in the middle. Boyle now with it. She finds Wilbur, who's going to send a ball up towards the back post, but a little bit too short on that pass. As Magna will try to find Stoddard, and that'll be off of her, and I think that's going to be a Farmington throw out there.
Yeah, it looks like it will be a Farmington throw, as Farmington, I believe, is going to their first sub of the game here.
The junior defensive player, Abby Lavelle, will enter the game, and she's another player who has a lot of experience out there on the field for them. She'll give Leah a little bit of a break. And Wilbur's there to close that down and send it out wide for a Mariners throw-in. And it looks like Swift is going to come up to take this one out of the midfield. And she's looking for one of her players out there, and she'll find Stoddard. Will try to find its way towards Magna. And Byrne will take a shot there, but that'll be over the crossbar.
Yeah, just a little bit too far over. It was a good look, just put a little too much on it.
And I feel like we've been saying that a lot here in this game, that they've had several opportunities but haven't quite managed to capitalize on them.
Yeah, both teams just doing well defensively, making it difficult. And, obviously this game could have potential that could maybe go into overtime.
That'll be out wide for, I believe, a Mariners or a Beavers throw-in now. And Wilbur will move up the field to take this from about the midway line. She'll take a quick one in towards Moeller, who will find Fletcher. That's out wide towards Belanger, but she'll find its way to Moeller, who will get it out wide. Fletcher now with the ball at her feet, and she'll make a move up towards the right side, as she was looking to find Mahmoud out in the middle there. And now Maginot's on a little bit of run, and that'll be cleared out wide by Dwyer for a throw-in. And it looks like Emma White's going to move up to take this one. She'll send a ball in, but Belanger's there to clear that, as we've now ticked down to about 9 minutes left. Still no score here.
Yeah, it was kind of similar like this in the first half. Husson was able to score a goal around almost this same time. So we'll see if someone does happen to be able to strike first here before we head into halftime. But right now, it's just been a very good defensive battle by both teams.
Yeah, and of course, the winner of this game will play tomorrow at 2:30 here on the same field versus Husson University, who came away with a 3-1 victory earlier here today. As Belanger will keep that in bounds, but not sure if she's going to want to have kept that in, but there's nobody over on that back side, as the whole Mariners squad was pushed all the way into that far right corner. And that's Swift, who will try to find Byrne in the middle. Stoddard's going to take a shot, finds his way to Magna, who's going to take another shot, and that's just over the crossbar there, as she got another good rip on it.
Wow, that was probably, I say, the Mariners' best look that they've had all game. Magna had an open look. Gagne wasn't even able to reach that and just barely goes over the crossbar.
Yeah, Stoddard took a shot there just a minute before, and it caught Gagne a little bit off guard, that bounced straight to Magna's feet. And Boyle now with the ball with some running room in front of her. She'll find Fletcher in the middle. Fletcher out wide to LaBelle, who just entered this game. Mahmoud will try to find Belanger, but it's a little too far for her. And it looks like the Mariners are going to make some of their first substitutions of the game here too, as well as they're going to bring in a couple players. And it'll be a Mariners throw-in, and we're going to see a sub for both teams as number 7 for both of them come onto the field. And that's Grace White for the University of Maine at Farmington, and number 7, Bristol Quimby, coming in for the Mariners.
And it's not often that you see both players with the same number checking in at the same time. So
Both players are freshman midfielders, as both coaches look to keep their teams a little bit fresh here in this late first half and make sure that their players can play this full 90 minutes. If not, potentially longer as well if this game were to remain tied. As Boyle's going to take a shot, but MacArthur gets up and keeps that out of her net.
yeah, I think that kind of surprised MacArthur too, that it was able to get there, and a great boot there from her, and MacArthur had to jump up and grab that.
Yeah, MacArthur showed the hops out there to keep that ball out of her own net. And it looks like they're going to call foul out there. I'm not quite sure what the foul was. I'm not sure if you saw it, Isaac.
Yeah, I did not see it. I'm not sure. Must have maybe been a trip there, or I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think the ref gave a little bit of a forward progress there and then went back to it. As Quimby, who just entered the game, will send that out. And Fletcher's in on goal a little bit, but just a little too far from her. And another goal kick coming up, as it seems like she's had quite a few of those opportunities in and around the 6 have just gone a little too far.
Yeah, and just basically just has not been able to capitalize. She's been getting those looks. She just has not really been able to get a good foot on it and able to find the back of the net. But another missed chance there.
And that'll be Fletcher coming away with a goal kick. And Oler will keep that one in bounds. As Fletcher looks to slow this one down a little bit, and Wilbur's going to send a ball up towards that right side. That's Belanger with it now. Belanger is going to send that off of her defender and be out for a Farmington throw as we tick down under 4 minutes now. And Moeller with the ball. She'll find Boyle, lose it there. But her teammates are there behind her and to win it back. As that's Mahmoud with the ball. She'll find Moeller, but another nice defensive play from the Mariners. And both these teams right now are just playing excellent defense out there, Isaac.
Yeah, I've been very impressed with both sides defensively. And, you know, both of the goalies have done a lot of good things. And, you know, the defensive line has made it difficult for both of the teams to be able to get something going offensively.
That was an excellent job out there from Wilbur to send that a little bit higher up the field and not have a throw-in right around her own corner. And the Mariners now will have a throw-in. That'll be sent in. Maginot working over on that far right corner from us. Showing a little nice footwork out there, but nice defense again from them to poke that away from her.
And Maginot just couldn't really go anywhere, just being swarmed there by 2 players and able to kick it out.
And this will be another throw-in way over on that left side here. I believe that's Hoops who's taking it. And that's going to be off of a Beavers defender, and we'll be seeing another Mariners corner kick coming up here.
Yeah, with time winding down to almost 2 minutes left to play in this first half, this can be a great opportunity for the Mariners to go into halftime with some momentum.
That's number 3, Catherine Swift, who's a senior captain for this team, who's going to take this one. And she'll send a low bounding ball in around the 6, but the Farmington's going to clear that one. And a quick throw in over towards Stoddard, who's going to try to look to get it across, but nobody home for the Mariners. As that's Belander is going to send one up towards Fletcher as these Beavers try to get a 1 or 2 last opportunities here as the half closes down. And Fletcher will send that one up in the air. And a nice turn by there from Stoddard, who's going to try to work it down towards Maginot, but that's going to be cleared by Wilbur for another corner kick.
And Maine Maritime quickly trying to rush down the field with 1 minute now, and definitely was a nice play for them, and they're going to have a great chance to try and make something happen before the half ends.
Yeah, under 45 seconds now, and they're in a rush, but also at the same time, you don't want to give this ball back to Farmington and allow them one final chance before the half, as this is going to roll its way all the way down the sideline.
A great play by Mahmoud to be able to kick that one out there and to not force a corner kick here for the Mariners.
And Wilbur with it now with about 20 seconds left. She'll work it over towards Belanger. We have 10 seconds left to play. She'll try to find Boyle, but that's going to be a little bit too far for her. We might have time for one last cross here as Belanger's going to lose the ball to a defender there, and we'll go into halftime at 0-0.
Yeah, definitely has been a great game here so far by both of these teams. Just a great defensive battle, and we're heading into halftime scoreless right now, and I'm really excited to see how this one will turn out.
And Isaac, what do you think these two teams need to do a little bit differently to potentially get on the scoring board here in the second half?
I would probably say maybe the ball movement could move a little bit better, because it kind of just seems like that both teams are kind of like just going for the first thing that they can get. I think if both teams look really to be patient offensively, because I've seen some great plays by UMaine Farmington to find MacArthur. I think they just have to be patient and move the ball, and if they do that, I think whoever strikes first, could possibly come away with this thing. So
I definitely agree, and we'd like to take a moment to thank today's game sponsors: Performance PT, designing a healthier you; Greenway Equipment Sales in Ellsworth and Bangor, nothing runs like a deer; Governor's Restaurant and Casella, giving resources new life. And I'm Avery Henningsen alongside Isaac Potter, and we're going to go into halftime here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back in about 10 or 15 minutes. And welcome back to Boucher Field. I'm Avery Henningsen, joined alongside Isaac Potter, and we're here for some Division III North Atlantic Conference semifinals between the number 2 ranked University of Maine Farmington Beavers and the number 3 ranked Maine Maritime Academy Mariners. And currently we're in a 0-0 matchup, and I think we were talking about it at halftime that it's been a very defensive match so far, Isaac.
Yeah, it definitely has been a very defensive match. In the beginning, it looked like it was all UMaine Farmington of handling possession of the game. But, Maine Maritime has really picked it up here within that last, I would say, 20 minutes of that half. It's been pretty even, and this game could be decided on whoever scores first. So, should be entertaining.
And we'd like to take a moment to thank today's game sponsors: Performance PT, designing a healthier you; Greenway Equipment Sales in Ellsworth and Bangor, nothing runs like a deer; Governor's Restaurant; and Casella, giving resources a new life. And it'll be number 2, Audrey Fletcher, in the middle here for Farmington, who's going to kick this off as Farmington's in the white and maroon uniforms, while to our left, the Maine Maritime Mariners are in the all-black uniforms to our right. And Farmington will start off with the ball here as they're going to give it away to Stoddard in the middle. She's going to try to find Magana up top, but they'll be cleared out wide there from Dwyer. And Boyle now with the ball in the middle for Farmington. She finds her way up to Mahmoud, who's going to work it out wide towards Bellinger. And Farmington keeping possession of the ball right now as Bellinger is going to send this back over towards Boyle. And that was Byrne who almost took that away there from Mahler. Fletcher with the ball now, but she's going to send that off of number 2 Delaney Ennis's feet there, and Farmington's going to keep possession of it, so they're going to try to work this all the way across the field towards Kayla Lee. And Belanger is going to give this over towards Boyle, but it's going to be taken away by the Mariners there. As that's Anair who's going to lose it. And Mahmoud with the ball now. She tries to find Belanger, but cleared out by the Mariners. But it looks like Farmington's going to keep possession, and a little bit of a miscommunication there in the middle.
Yeah, definitely was a little bit of a miscommunication play there, and it will just easily go back over to the Mariners here with the throw-in.
And Farmington's going to try to keep them down inside that corner. And looks like they're going to, as Fletcher's going to come away with the ball, but he's going to wind up losing that to Wooldridge out there. As Wilbur comes in. And now the Mariners are sending a long ball up the wing towards Magana. And she's going to get there in time to keep it in bounds. She's working her way towards the middle and finds Stoddard, who's going to take a shot, but that's over the top of the goal, over the fence, and out into the Husson concourse out there.
Yeah, that was a great look there from the Mariners. Stoddard had a look for it, but just a little bit too much on it. Sends it a ways over.
And this will be Gagnon who's going to take this goal kick, and she had an excellent first half in net for the Beavers. Fletcher with the ball now. She's going to send it out towards Lash. Winds its way back to Fletcher in the middle. Lash now with it. She's going to send a ball up towards her offense, and Fletcher now with it. Boyle's going to try to send a ball across, but that'll be sent off of a defender there for a throw-in. And Boyle's going to send this in quick towards Fletcher. But the Mariners' defense there is there to send that clear up towards Magana now, who has the ball with defenders all around her, but she's going to try to use her speed to get past Wilbur. She still has the ball down in the corner, and she's going to go down there, and looks like the head referee is going to deem that a non-foul. And that'll be cleared out there from Dwyer, and it's a little bit surprising that Gagne didn't come off her line and grab that there.
Yeah, I was surprised she decided not to do that either, but I guess she might just want to just take the chance on this corner kick here, and we'll see if the Mariners can be able to convert. They had their chances at the end of that first half, but they weren't able to capitalize. So let's see what happens here.
As this will be sent in towards the near post, and Fletcher's going to hit that a little bit and wind its way to the back post, but cleared there. And Mahmoud's going to have the ball now with a little bit of space in front of her, and she sends it all the way back towards Boyle, who sends it back towards Mahmoud, but just a little too fast for the Mariners there, as Magna now has it, and it's going to be just a little too far for her.
Yeah, they definitely a few times in this game have been able to make a nice pass through there towards Magna, but they've always put it just a little bit too far in front of her to be able to get in front of it and to take a shot.
She has a lot of speed up there for this Mariners squad too, and is somebody who can really break this game open if you give her that opportunity. And this will be Anair who's going to take it. She sends a high ball in towards Magna, but that'll be cleared off the glass here in front of us, and I think some of the people in the booth there weren't quite paying attention. Were a little bit surprised by that one.
I'm pretty sure that window was open earlier too, so it's a good thing that shot.
I'm pretty sure it's actually still open, Isaac. And
oh, really?
That was just a little bit wide.
Oh.
And Gagne's going to come off her line there late and get that one. Yeah, that ball nearly found its way up here in the press box, which we haven't seen this season so far, but I know there's going to be one of these days that it's just going to somehow find its way up here.
I mean, I hope not, but we never know. But, yeah, I thought that window down, I thought it was the one all the way down there that was open, and I thought that was going to come right towards John Ray over there, but I guess not. So good thing that window was shut.
Fletcher's going to send a ball in towards Mahmoud, but MacArthur's there to clear her line and pick that one up. We've seen her hit some pretty thundering kicks out there on her own 18. And that's Forrest with it now. And Wilbur's going to lose it to Byrne. Byrne sends it up towards Magana, who has the ball, but Dwyer's there to just poke that clear.
Yeah, great effort there by Dwyer to be able to get back in time. Obviously, she did kick it out, and it will be a corner kick here for the Mariners, but great defensive effort by her to avoid a possible good shot there from Magana.
There's a great pass in there from Byrne to find Magana over on that back right side, and it's going to be Swift who's going to take this corner kick. She gets it in around the penalty spot, but cleared up in the air by Lee, and that's going to bounce its way just over the top of the crossbar as Gagne missed the catch there and almost found its way into the back of the net.
Yeah, what a missed chance opportunity there. The ball bounced off the ground, went up, kind of floated up in the air for a little bit. Someone tried to get there, and just ends up being a goal kick.
And Gagne's going to send this up the field, but Stoddard's there to save that. Wilbur's going to clear it out wide, but Stoddard's going to take a shot and buries it into the back of the net. An absolute rocket from her right around the top of the 18.
Man, what a goal there. That was from a distance and was able to find the back of the net just like that. I'll try to take a quick look at the replay here. The ball kind of bounced up there. She shot it from a distance and found the left top corner there.
Yeah, she found that upper shelf on that net to get her second goal on the season and her fourth of her career, and certainly came at a great moment here, Isaac.
Yeah, now the momentum is really now on their side as they're looking to try to push this lead and hang on for this win.
And now the ball is firmly in the Mariners' court, as you would say. It's more of the firmly in their side of the field, I guess, that with this victory they can afford to play a little bit more defensively and hold on to this.
Yeah, obviously, still lots of time in this game for Maine Maritime for UMaine Farmington to be able to respond here. But definitely a great thing.
Yeah, we have about 35 minutes left to play here in this game, and that was certainly a big one for them. And that will be sent in towards Lash. Belanger tries to find Fletcher, but a little too wide. And this Farmington team has the players to score that equalizer. And what do you think they could do to change up here as we have about 35 minutes left to potentially equalize this game back up?
I mean, honestly, I think they, need to move the ball a little bit better, I would say. And I think they've had the looks in this game, but they just have not been able to capitalize on those opportunities. There's been a lot of passes towards, the front line, and they just have not been able to find the back of the net. And, if you don't capitalize on those opportunities, the more and more confidence the other team is going to build up on the game. So that's probably, I would say, one thing they need to change. But obviously, it's not going to be difficult to try to take down the reigning NAC champions.
And Maginot took a shot there a little bit earlier on, but they'll be out for a Beavers goal kick. And they now have the ball around their left side, but they're going to lose it out there for a Mariners throw-in coming up. And these two teams have been in a defensive battle so far, but we talked about a little bit that whoever got that first goal could potentially come away with the win here today.
Yeah, and Maine Maritime, that goal too is a phenomenal goal and from a distance. And so we'll see if the Beavers can be able to respond here. But the thing is with Maine Maritime coming into this game is they have that experience. They've always had a good soccer program for a lot of years. A lot of these players are seniors on this squad. A lot of the players were on the team last year. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, they have 9 upperclassmen for this team that won the championship last year, and they certainly have a little bit more experience than this young Farmington squad. And it's something that's showing out here today on playoffs, that playoffs can be a very nerve-wracking moment for teams as the game needs just a little bit more. And to have that experience of you've been there before is something that can be very important.
Definitely does.
And that's Moeller who's going to send it in towards Lash. Lash is going to work it up towards Boyle, who has a little bit of space in front of her. She sends it off of a Mariners defender there, and that'll be cleared out wide towards Stoddard, who of course had the goal earlier on in this game. And that was cleared out wide there, and it's going to be Anair who's going to take this one. That's won by the second defender there for Farmington. That's going to be cleared out wide for about the same spot.
Yeah, and Maine Maritime, it's very important here to try to extend that lead to make it more difficult for Farmington to, say if Maine Maritime didn't make a little mistake, they can afford to make those mistakes. Obviously, you saw last night, Avery. I mean, obviously, Thomas did come out with the win, but, they gave up that goal with about a minute 10, and they went into penalty kicks, and, obviously, Thomas pulled that out. But, if Thomas was able to convert on that chance, it could have changed, the outcome and probably it saved some of the players playing another 20 minutes of that game. So,
Yeah, I'm sure they'll certainly be tired for Sunday, but at least they get an extra day to recover a little bit. And we're going to have a free kick from just outside the 18. It looks like Woolridge has come up to take this. She sends a low ball in towards Gagne, who bobbles it a little bit, but falls on top of it to secure that save.
yeah, I think everyone was holding their breath there when Gagne kind of fumbled it, but she was able to corral it and hang on to avoid Mariners able to, score off of the rebound.
Yeah, a low shot there from Woolridge that it's kind of bouncing a little bit right when it got to Gagne, and it's one of those plays that's a very difficult one for the goalkeeper. And Farmington's going to clear this out towards Belanger, who's going to lose it out wide for a throw-in here, just under the booth. And Anaire's going to send this in towards Maginot, but it's going to be Byrne who's going to come away with it, but the defender there to knock that clear as Ennis is going to send this up towards her offense. And Wilbur works it out wide. That's a long ball up the right side, but I think that's going to dribble out wide for Farmington throw in that. It's in a bad spot for them as the Mariners could very well pinch them down in this corner.
Yeah, definitely could possibly pinch them down in this corner, but we'll see how it turns out here.
As the Mariners are going to have a throw, and that's a shot there, but Gagne dives in front of it. And another little bit of a bobbled save there, but she's there to fall in front of it.
Yeah, she did bobble it a little bit, but that was another nice save by her. Made a little diving stop, and then was able to put it in front of her to be able to hold on.
Yeah, I believe that was Byrne who managed to get a pretty good shot on the goal there, and that looked like it was going to find its way in. If not for that, as Maginot is going to go down in the box there, but the referee is going to deem it just a corner kick.
Yeah, they're very lucky for the Beavers there. That could have been a dangerous play, as that was about inside the box there. But no whistle, and the refs letting them play on.
And Swift's going to take this throw-in from just around the top of the 18, of course, on the far side from it. She's going to play it short into Maginot. Maginot's going to try to send one in over the top, but Gagne's there to scoop that one up. She throws it out quick towards Belanger, who's got some room in front of her, but Mariners defenders are closing fast, as Farmington will look to reset this play a little bit. Moeller finds Belanger. Boyle sends one long up towards Fletcher, but I believe that was Woolridge who came streaking in there to knock that one out.
Yeah, we saw, too, a boot there from Boyle, but we kind of saw that last weekend. Obviously, the second half was a little bit of a different story, but Woolridge made a lot of nice plays defensively in that first half against Husson, and was making it really difficult for them to be able to get some shots off. She's a very good defensive player for this team.
Yeah, she's played over 1,000 minutes over the last 3 seasons and is somebody who's a true leader out there for them, as she's a team captain and a senior and has a lot of winning experience for this squad.
She definitely does.
And Maginot's going to make a nice move to get around her defender, but Dwyer's there to cover her teammates back. And Ennis is going to move up the field to take this throw-in. About 26:30 left to play here in this 1-0 game, as the Mariners currently have that 1-goal advantage. And a nice little play there from Lash and a couple other players to get that one off the sideline, as the Mariners were closing in around the 18 there. And Stoddard tries to send that in towards Byrne and Maginot, and this is going to go out wide towards Fletcher, who has one defender to beat, which she doesn't. And I'm sure that's a big motivation builder for this Mariners squad, as that's number 9, Kaylin Anair, who's shutting down UMS best player right now.
Yeah, she definitely has done a great job defensively on her and has made it difficult.
As Fletcher is going to bring this one down in the middle and work it out wide towards Boyle. Boyle sends a ball in towards Momad, but it was just a little too far for her. And that'll be a corner or a goal kick coming up here. And with under 25 minutes left to play, with leading 1-0, they're not exactly wasting time, but starting to get into those moments where you're not always rushing after every ball.
Right. Yeah, obviously, clock is your friend right now. Obviously, you want to try to push it to a 2-goal lead if you're the Mariners here. But, it's starting to get to that point where it's like, okay, well, I don't really have to run to try to take this corner kick. I can take my time, or I can take my time, with this goal kick to take more time off the clock.
And Fletcher is working against the defender there, but loses it. And that was Byrne streaking in there, but Wilbur's going to take it away. Work it out to Boyle. Boyle tries to find one of her players, but taken away by Byrne, who's going to send a long ball up, but they're going to call Maginot for the offsides there.
Yeah, she just happened to be just a little bit offsides there. Good little heads-up play there by Dwyer to move a little bit in front of her, just knowing that Magna was going to do that. So.
Yeah, I saw her step up there a little bit right at the last second, and she's going to send it fast up towards Belanger. And on the other side of it, this Farmington team isn't quite at the moment where you're absolutely taking every free kick and throw in at top speed, but they are starting to get into the waning moments as we enter the 23rd remaining minute of this game, and the time's starting to run out for them a little bit, and that clock, I'm sure, is ticking by quite fast for the players down on the field.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And, obviously, the good thing is it's not like it's 7-8 minutes left in the game where they really have to feel like they're anxiously, rushing for trying to get the first look every time. They can afford to be a little bit patient still. There's still quite a bit of time left.
As Boyle's going to take a shot there, as that kind of got knocked up in the air to her, and she took the one-time full volley there, but couldn't quite find the net.
Yeah, she definitely had a good chance on the one-time volley, and, she just couldn't get it down enough and goes over the net.
As is Woolridge, who's going to send a goal kick all the way up towards Magna, but there to clear out wide is Forrest. Boyle tries to find Fletcher, but the Mariners defense isn't so much packing in, but they've definitely moved to a little bit more of a defensive formation here in this late going.
Yeah, they definitely have changed up their defense here, and obviously it's kind of making an impact so far.
And that was a foul there on, I believe it was Wilbur. She got into a little bit of a tangled up situation over there on that far left side. And Woolridge is going to probably try to float this in towards that back post.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens here.
Woolridge sends it in towards the goal, but there to make the save is Ganya. She manages to get in front of the Mariners attackers and scoop that one up.
Yeah, that was definitely a great pass in the box there by Woolridge. Just nobody was right there to be able to get in front of Ganya, and Ganya was able to grab it.
And Fletcher makes a nice play to keep that in bounds, but it's going to be over Wilbur's head on the clearance. And it looks like they're going to call Byrne back there for the shove on Wilbur on that last play.
Yeah, she was trying to get in front of her to get a hold of the ball, but it looked like she was basically, like, in terms of basketball, boxing her out. So, draws a foul and goes back to the Beavers.
Dwyer's going to play it on the ground towards Belanger, who's going to take a shot, but that's nowhere close to the goal as MacArthur simply scoops that one up as we're now down to about 20 minutes left in this one. Arthur's going to send a nice long punt up towards Maginot, but there to clear it is Forrest out wide, but with another nice job by MacArthur to get her team those throw-ins in a dangerous situation.
She's definitely done a lot of good things, and it's, showed up in a big way.
And Nair's going to take this one. And we had a couple subs there for the Mariners as Sierra Hoops, number 6, re-entered the game as she started and got a little bit of a breather out there. And Bristol Quimby, who also played a little bit there in that first half, number 7, also re-entered the game.
Yeah, Hoops also was a part of Holton High School state championship. I think it was the year 2017 or 18. I can't remember the top of my head, but she was a key player for that team when they won the title.
And she's somebody who's played a lot of minutes for this team on the season, and she's again over 1,000 this season, and she's certainly somebody who her coach can trust and put out there in these types of situations. And this will be a throw-in from Farmington as Belanger's going to make a nice little turn, but there's just nobody up top right now for Farmington, as they're still trying to score with really it's like a 1 or 2 players up there, and Mahmoud and Fletcher.
Yeah, it looked like Bellinger kind of lost her footing there, and she happened to fall. Able to stay on her feet, but she ended up kicking it out.
As that will go off of Lee's head, out for a throw-in. And Anair is going to take another throw-in. She certainly has a lot of arc on her throw-ins, is what I've noticed. She likes to get it up there almost like a basketball shot.
Yeah, I think that's probably try to get it as far as it goes. There's a player that I know from Presque Isle High School, and what he does, he always backs up, and he kind of makes it's almost like a corner kick when he does a throw-in, and he just sends it so far up in the air and just hopes that someone can be able to get it to it.
And that's going to go off of Boyle out wide for another Mariners throw-in over on that far side. Something we've seen quite a lot of today, as Ennis is going to take that one, and Wilbur's going to clear it out wide. That's a dangerous ball in towards Byrne, but nice bit of footwork there from Forrest to knock that clear. And I believe that was Ennis who's going to clear that out wide, and Fletcher's going to take this quick into Wilbur, who's going to try to send a long ball up towards Belanger. Doesn't make it to her, though, as the Mariners are going to come away with it. And Wilbur with it now, as we creep down to about 16 minutes left here to play. And that's White, who's going to come away with it in the midfield. As Lee tries to send it up top, but right now this Mariners defense is simply keeping themselves in front of the ball and just not really, I don't really remember the last time we saw a true Farmington chance on goal here in this second half.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I mean, the first half, Maine Farmington had their chances. I think Maine Maritime was doing well defensively, but I think they've turned their defense up more a notch as they're looking to try to make it to tomorrow's game, trying to get back to the NAC championship.
Well, from what it looks like to me, they've almost moved into a 5-back defense, maybe 4 with a defensive midfielder, and it's allowing them to keep a lot of players back while still getting offensive pressure with Stoddard and Maginot up there, and it's really causing this Beavers offense some troubles right now. As that will go off of Maginot for a throw in for the Beavers, as we're down to 15 minutes now. And that's off of Ennis there for the Mariners. As Wilbur simply tries to boot it all the way up the field, and not quite sure what the call was there. I'm not sure if we might have seen a handball or a foul out there. Looks like it'll be Woolridge to take, and she'll just simply try to send this in towards Stoddard and Maginot, but it won't make it there as Farmington comes away with it, and Fletcher goes down hard there with a collision. I believe that was Pye who hit into there in the midfield.
Yeah, it looks like a little small collision there. Easy, quick call, but the Mariners, don't really have time to really talk about it. They just want to get some more defensive stops.
That was a nice play there to clear that out up towards the top, and Stoddard's working against Forrest, but Wilburd's going to take that one away. She finds Boyle. Boyle has some room in front of her. Boyle's up towards Fletcher. Fletcher looking to get this one across, but has Mariners defenders all over. As looks like she's going to draw the foul there out on that right side. And we're going to have a free kick from very good spot here for this Farmington team.
If you're Maine Farmington, this is who you want taking this free kick here. This could set up a good play.
And that just misses the goal there, as that was, I believe, number 7, Grace White, who was on that back post and just couldn't quite get a toe on it. And that was certainly a big chance for this team.
Oh, it definitely was. That was one of the best looks they've had in the game. And Fletcher made a great pass to White. And just like you mentioned, she couldn't get a foot on it.
And Lash is going to re-enter this game for this corner kick, as this is in towards the back post, and Fletcher's going to put a shot on there, but off of a Mariners defender as they pack the box on that corner kick play.
Yeah, great work by the Mariners to pack that box.
And Belanger's going to send this up towards Mahmoud, who's working against her defender now. And I'm not sure if that's looks like it's going to be out for a corner kick, as see Fletcher running over there.
Yeah, Fletcher made a nice pass about a minute ago with that free kick. So let's see what she can do here on the corner.
And this is in towards that back post, but off of Boyle's foot there, as That's Byrne who's going to come in to just send that out wide and let her team regroup out there. As this throw in from Wilbur coming up. In towards Boyle. And Farmington's been getting some more pressure on goal here lately, Isaac, as that's going to be sent across the 6 there, but MacArthur's there to pick that up, and she's going to take her time walking out for this punt.
Yeah, just letting some more clock get off here. But like you were saying, I definitely have noticed, UMaine, Farmington really has, picked it up attacking here in these last few minutes. Obviously, looking at the time here, 11:14, there's still lots of time, but time's running out on you.
From what I see out there, it looks like they've gone to a little bit more of a 3-back defense to complement that single striker for the Mariners and get a few more bodies up top. As Belanger's going to try to find Fletcher up there. And Stoddard's now in a foot race towards goal. She's going to come away with it, but that's Dwyer who sends her way out wide. And a ball in over towards Maginot, who's going to have it now at her feet. She still has it inside the box. She works past Boyle, sends a ball across the 6, and that's a goal there! As I believe that was Byrne who was there to just bury that home from the nice play from Maginot down on that back post.
Yeah, what a great goal there. Nice pass over. Try to take a look here at the replay. If I can get it up here.
And Maginot made some nice moves in the box there to work her way along that end line. And now with the 2-goal lead for the Mariners, this Farmington squad's going to have to do a lot pretty quickly here. As we'll take another look at this, I'll let you talk us through it, Isaac.
Yeah, they made the throw in here. They were able to try and get down the line here. They were able to find the back of the net, so.
And that's going to be sent up top. Stoddard with it now. Stoddard sends a ball in towards Byrne, who just scored a second ago, and Gagne's there to scoop it up. And that shot went, the pass across from Maginot went right through Gagne's hands and found its way to Byrne right in the middle there.
Yeah, and that goal came at such a huge time now because now Maine Maritime is up 2 goals now. And, they can afford to make that mistake now, and that just makes the Beavers climb a little bit tougher.
They can also afford to just continue packing that box because they just really don't have to worry about scoring here anymore, as they have the 2 goals they need to win this one. And it's really just, right now they're just trying to send it clear of their own defense.
Yeah, definitely. You don't really need to try to score here. Just play defense and let time tick off the clock.
And for Farmington, they still have 9 minutes left, which is still a decent amount of time to score a couple goals, and they might have to switch something up a little bit here in this last 9 minutes or so.
Yeah, they're honestly going to really need to score a goal as soon as they can so that they can still have somewhat of little time to still kind of be a little bit patient, but try to get, a good look if they want to try to tie this game. But it's going to be a tough climb here for them.
And before that goal, it felt like they really had the momentum in their favor as they were getting a lot of shooting opportunities and several corner kicks in a row. And I'm sure that goal was definitely very deflating for this whole team out there. That's Byrne who's going to send one all the way rolling down to the corner, and seconds are going to tick off as this. I think this is going to roll out just for a throw-in down there, and looks like the Mariners are going to try to keep them down in that corner. As Boyle will send this one up towards Lash. But that's taken away there by the Mariners. Byrne's going to send one up towards Maginot, but Forrest is there to clear it. Wilbur up towards Mahmoud. This is Belanger with it now. She has some running room in front of her. She's going to see Mahmoud, who has a defender on her back. You can see there that got poked away a little bit, but the defenders just kind of dropped back into a almost zone defense out there.
Yeah, they're doing anything to protect that back line now and continuing to do the defensive stop here.
Well, I'm sure Coach Schaefer's pretty much told his team, and I'm sure they know that any ball in around there, just boot it clear, keep yourselves in front of that ball, and just not allow any goals out there.
Definitely.
The Mariners, number 3, Catherine Swift. Number 7, Bristol Quinty.
And now Magna's in the middle with the ball in the box, but she's working against Forrest, who manages to clear it out towards White, who's going to send it out wide towards Lash. That's Wilbur with it now as we're under 6.5 to play. And the Mariners have a throw in here that I'm sure they're not exactly going to rush.
Yep. Just taking their time and, with 6:17 left in the game, they're looking to try to advance to tomorrow's NAC East Championship.
And for this Farmington squad, their season is on the line right now, and they're definitely going to have to step it up over these last 6 minutes if they want to continue this season. And they still have a chance. It's an outside chance, but they still have a chance out there.
Right, and that's the thing. They need to try to be able to score as quick as they can, but, really all game, and especially in the second half, they've had a lot of difficulties trying to score there as, MMA's defense has really kicked it up a notch in the second half.
And now they're into that little bit of a hurry-up offense now as Gagne's going to bring this over to her right side, our left, and send this up the line towards the right. That's Forrest with it. She finds Belanger. But Stoddard's there to take it away. She's going to just dribble down to the corner, and it's going to be off Belanger for another throw-in. And right now the minutes are just ticking by as it feels like the Mariners are just kind of pressing on them right now.
Yeah, they've definitely have really played well here in the second half, scoring those 2 goals. It's really been the difference maker here, and their defense is, playing great. And obviously, a lot, like I've been mentioning, a lot of these players played on last year's team, NAC championship team. Like Maine Maritime has been in these kind of situations, so they know what to do, and that's why they've been having this advantage here in this game, because they've just been responding. So,
yeah, and that advantage is something that doesn't get always talked about, but I know back when the Patriots were winning Super Bowls over and over again, that core of that team was in the playoffs almost every year, and you saw it time and again that we would get into those playoff situations, and other teams that didn't have quite as much experience who could theoretically be better than the Patriots would potentially choke it away at the end because they just weren't used to being in that situation. And this Mariners squad right now is definitely showing their experience on the field.
Yeah, and Coach Schaefer has to be really pleased with his squad. This is his second year. Last year he won the NAC title in his first season, and he's done a great job here as well in his second year and looking to try to add more to his hardware.
Fletcher tries to send this one up the line, but her and Belanger were a little bit miscommunication there as we're ticking down to 3 minutes to play. That's in towards White. He's going to send it in towards Mahmoud. That Stoddard is just going to boot it way up the field. And looks like we're going to see several subs for this team now as a whole bunch of players are going to enter the field here for the Mariners. And that looks like about the whole offensive group there for the Mariners. And I wonder if that's part of that is a little bit of a ploy to waste a little bit of time, which doesn't quite work with the new NAC rules. But it's also currently the game is well in hand for the Mariners, and they're going to have to play the Husson women's team most likely tomorrow. And he wants his players to be fresh out there and not get injured in what is a game that he's arguably already locked up.
Yeah, and it's looking like it's going to be another rematch of last year. Obviously, some people may remember that it was Maine Maritime coming away with a 2-1 victory over Husson. One of MMA's goals came very late in that game, to able to prevail them on to the NAC championship. And the way things are looking, we should be in for a very exciting 2 games tomorrow.
Yeah, I believe that goal was in the 88th minute last year, and it definitely was a big blow to the Husson women's team. And I'm sure both these teams, obviously, the Mariners are the reigning champs, and Husson's coming in with a little bit of a chip on their shoulders. They went home last year in a game that they felt that they played arguably better than this Mariners squad, and I'm sure that game will mean a lot for both these teams.
Yeah, and, last year, the NAC East Championship was played at Maine Maritime Academy, and now this year it's going to be played here at Boucher Field, so it gives Husson a little bit of an advantage having that home field.
And, of course, the same Mariners team lost 6-0 last weekend to the Husson women's team, which is definitely not a score you want to have against one of your rivals in the NAC.
Yeah, definitely.
1 minute remaining in the second half.
And Gagne looking to work this one out quick as we're under a minute left to play here. And this game's all but over for Farmington, but they're staying in it, showing a lot of heart out there on the field as their players are playing to the final whistle blow.
Yeah, and now obviously the season's going to come to an end for UMaine Farmington, but, there's nothing really to hang your head about. You have such a young team that's returning back next year, only losing one senior. Obviously it's going to end in a tough way, but you have to be, if you're UMaine Farmington, you have to be really happy with the way the season went and, just know that they have a very bright future ahead of them.
Yeah, I'm sure this is a team that we'll see for several seasons out here as the Mariners take that one pretty slow, and that's going to be cleared out, and this game's going to be over as the Maine Maritime Mariners take home the 2-0 victory here on Boucher Field, and they'll be taking on Husson University women's soccer tomorrow at 2:30, and the men's game between Husson University men's soccer and Thomas College will happen just before that at noon. And what are your final thoughts on this game, Isaac?
Yeah, just my final thoughts. I mean, it was a very good game, and I think Maine, both of these teams were pretty evenly matched. And, just the second half, Maine Maritime turned it up a notch. They were able to score that goal and ended up scoring another one, and their defense picked up as well and able to pick up the 2-0 victory. And I'm really excited for the games tomorrow. Obviously, it'll be for the men's side, Thomas College versus the Husson men's soccer team, and then Maine Maritime and Husson women's soccer team in a rematch of last year's NAC East Championship. So,
well, we're in for some exciting football or soccer. Sorry, I went British there for a second. But for the Husson Eagles Sports Network, I've been Avery Hangson alongside Isaac Potter. Have a good rest of your evenings.